about, can snail farming really make money, or is just another online hype? Okay, now we're going to be looking at this part of snail farming so that you get to have a clear understanding where the money is made in snail farming. So that when you are starting off, you know the area to focus on. Is there money in snail farming? I'm going to be answering this question step by step as we go on today's presentation. I want to appreciate everyone that's been with us from the beginning of the Tuesday live up to today. Want to appreciate you for following us all through. And today's class is going to be a class that is worth sharing, right? Please, if you can hear me, just let me know you can hear me so that we don't waste much time and we just get running. I'll appreciate that a lot. Please, if you can hear me, just type on the comment section you can hear me. All right, let's go. All right, so today we'll be looking at, can snail farming, or can we really make money in snail farming? Or is it just one of those online hype, one of those online stories that we hear every now and then? Okay. So the first thing that we're going to look into, now we're going to be looking at 10 different areas to 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 pinpoint the reasons, why or how you can make money from snail farming. Okay. Please do not skip number 8. I'm telling you, do not skip number 8. Now we're going to be starting off by why most people are interested in snail farming, right? Now, the reason why many people are interested in snail farming is because, first of all, it requires minimal space, as in little space. That's one reason why so many people are actually jumping into snail farming, because it requires low space. And then you can start it as a part-time business. You can start your snail farm as a part-time business, doing whatever you're doing, and you're still doing your snail farming. And the demand of the meat is high. The demand of snail meat is high, both locally and internationally. The demand has not exceeded supply yet. This means that for every person that is still coming into the business, there is still room for you to make money from the system. Please, if you can hear me, just type in the comment section that you can hear me. All right. Now we need to understand that demand does not demand is not where the money is, or rather, demand don't just make you earn in the system because people are ordering and ordering. It is consistency, the management part of it, that makes the money come in. All right. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Let me know if you can hear me. Now, you need to understand that because snail farming needs little space, this is one reason why so many people are jumping into snail farming. And majority of these persons that jump into snail farming with just this mindset of you can start with the little space. When they stuck with that little space they've started with, it becomes an issue. We need to understand that when we say you can start up your snail farm from your backyard, it doesn't mean that you have to start and remain in your balcony. You need to start planning to grow. You need to start planning to advance. Starting small, but do not remain small. Because starting small is not like you are doing 100 snail, you are doing 50 snail, you are doing 200 snail. When the supply start hitting, the stock you have will not be enough to reach this demand. Hence, we encourage you to start gain knowledge, gain experience, gain practical maneuvering with your system, and then you scale. Okay, now let's look at some common lies, right? Now, these lies affects the first reason why most people are into snail farming. Now, there are so many lies that are on the snail farming space, and if you run with one of those lies, you will feel that snail farming is not working. You will feel like snail farming is a scam, but it is because you have gotten a wrong information coming into the system. That is why you are not growing or you are stuck. And so the first common lie we have is some persons are told that when you start snail farming, in few months you become a millionaire. That's not true. There's no way you start snail farming in few months and you turn a millionaire. That is not true. Some are told that snails don't need care. That is, they are not like birds, they are not like fish that you have to care for them every now and then. That's another lie. Snail is a living being, is a living thing, right? It's a livestock, so it needs care. The fact that it has life, it needs care, and it is that care that will give you returns. So some persons were told that you don't need to also feed them. That is, they can just cut grasses, cut vegetables, and just dump, and they are good to go. That all they need is just vegetables and fruit, vegetables and fruit. Now, if this is also one of your reasons, is a lie. They need good feeding. And then some persons are told that your snails are going to be laying for you every month. That is, like, your snails are going to be laying hundreds of eggs for you every month continually. This is not true. Snails do not lay every month, and they don't lay hundreds of eggs continually. And besides, it is not even all the species that has the ability to give you 100 eggs in a single clutch. There are snails that will lay just 2 eggs. There are snails that will lay up to 10. There are snails that will lay up to 400. So you need to know that this is where you know the species, the type of snails you are rearing. So you don't have the mindset of your snail is going to give you 400 eggs, and you are getting just 2 eggs or 7 eggs or 5 eggs. You start feeling otherwise. So that's also another lie that most beginners get when they are coming into snail farming. And then you also get this lie about all your eggs are going to hatch. It's not true. Not all your eggs are going to hatch. Please type in the comment section if you can hear me. Please do that for me. Now, not all your eggs are going to hatch. No, there are persons that will come online and tell you we have 100% hatchability. All our eggs are hatching back to back, back to back. It is not always the truth. Sometimes you get 100 over 100. Yes. Sometimes you can get 0 over 100. Sometimes it can be 50-50. So not all your eggs are going to turn into hatchlings. And then another lie that so many people also get. Thank you so very much. Now, another lie some people also get is, when a farmer sees babies or see eggs, he is happy. And then when these eggs turn into babies, he feel more comfortable, like, yes, this thing is working. And so some persons that come into snail farming, they were being pushed this narrative that for every egg you get, let's say your snails are giving you 10 eggs, for instance, these 10 eggs will hatch into 10 babies. These 10 babies will grow back into adult. No, not all babies will survive. Some babies will die. Some eggs will not hatch. So when you are coming in, some persons will tell you, so if I start up with 1,000 snails, how many snails will I be getting after 4 months, after 3 months? How many? All of these questions, you should know that these things are living. They have life. And because they have life, there is tendency that any one of them can die. Right? So it is a lie that all your snails will be laying hundreds of eggs every month. It's a lie that all the eggs are going to turn into babies. It's also a lie that all these babies are also going to turn into adults. All of these things are not true. And this is what you need to also understand as you are running the business, right? So you work on all of this. Now we're going to be talking on cost. Let's say the reality of costing. Some persons want to come into snail farming. The question is, how much do I need? How much do I need to start? How much will I get if I start? How much is this? Now, the reality about starting up snail farming is, you've been told that, most of you have been told that snail farming is cheap to start. It is cheap to start based on what you are starting with. If you're starting with a pen, it's cheap. If you're starting with more, you spend more, right? So when you are starting up, you should put in your mind that you are going to spend money for construction. That is your housing. You must spend money for your housing. Is either you are building a pen like this, you need roof money will be spent to get zinc, to get wood, to get blocks, to get cement, to get nails, nets, and all of that. All these are going to take money. All right. So the bigger your farm dream, the bigger the farm expectation, the bigger the farm goal, the more money you are going to spend. In the same way, when you are stocking, you still will spend more, because somebody that is stocking 100 pieces of snail and somebody that is stocking 1,000 pieces of snail are not going to be spending the same capital, even if they are buying at the same rate. But because the numbers are differ, they are going to be spending differently when it comes to stocking. So the cost at which you are coming in with is another part you also need to look into. Now we're talking about how you make money from this. So, but you need to understand that for every business that you're starting, there must be an investment. There must be a little capital that is put in before you start thinking of returns. So your housing, even if you are doing hunch bus 6, you still need to buy plank, you need to buy wood, you need to buy planks, nail, nets, you pay the workman, you also have to get a roof over it, and then you stock. So all of this also requires some amount of money. All right. So your housing will take some money, your stocking will take some money, feeding will take money. Now, because some persons have been told that snails can eat various feed, various vegetables and fruit, they just narrow their mindset that they are coming into a business to make money, but they don't want to spend money in feeding. Take a look at other livestock. They have feed which are put together, formulated for their need, for a particular requirement. It is the same thing with snails. Even other livestock, they also eat vegetables and the fruits, but they still have formulated feed to meet a target. So when you're coming into snail farming, you don't want to spend money on feeding. You're not going to make money from the system. You're going to spend longer time before you start seeing money in return. All right, so also know that you're going to be spending money in feeding. You need water supply. It could be the water from the premises where you are farming. If you are farming from your own compound, you already have a borehole or a water source, so you can use that. But there is room to make provision for water if you don't have water. So you have to sink a borehole, dig a well. All right, all of these are the investment you are putting in place. Then you also need to be keeping record. This is one part so many people fail. They don't take record. How many did you stock? How many eggs have you gotten? How many hatched? How many didn't hatch? How many babies are growing? How many babies are 6 months? How many are 3 months? You need to have all these records in place. You either have it manually or you have it digitally. You need to have record as a snail farmer. All right. And then another part that also faults people when it comes to snail farming, they don't want to learn. They don't see learning as important in snail farming. Learning is a key in this business. You have to keep learning. You keep learning. You keep improving because it's a practical business. Every day, once you do something and it's not giving result, you take record and you switch. So learning and building your knowledge is a key, and that's why we are here to also give you information that will help you navigate through process. All right, if you can hear me, please just type I can hear you in the comment section while we look into another area as we go. If you can still hear me, please let me know you can hear me. Let's go. If you can still hear me, let me know you can hear me. Because right now I want to be talking about where the money actually comes from, right? Where the money actually comes from. Now, for we to handle this part where the money comes from, I need to be sure that you are also listening and hearing me loud and clear. So please let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. I want to be talking about where this money in snail farming, where is it actually coming from? All right, because the truth remains that so many people just believe that the money in snail farming is raising your snails to maturity, to table size, and sell. That's where snail farming money just lie on. No, the money in snail farming is more than just rearing your snails to table size and sell. You can make money from selling the table sizes, right? You can also make money by selling breeding stocks. You can make money by selling the baby snails. You can make money by growing these babies. You can sell them as hatchling. You can grow them and sell them. You can also sell the egg. There are people that buy snail eggs for specific reasons. All right. You can also sell the eggs. You can sell feed. You can sell calcium. You can set up you can be setting up snail farms for beginners. And this one thing Roovision Academy give to her members for free. The fact that you are a student of the Roovision Academy, you get all of these informations to help you grow, right? Instead of paying for setup, we show you how to set up your farm as a student. All right. So you can also be a student and enjoy that benefit. You can start consultation services. You can start physical training, take people to your farm, just like we also have people coming into the farm. August 8th of this year, we'll be having a physical training here where some persons will come to learn and see for them. So you can also be doing practical training. You can be doing online training. You can also be selling ebooks. You can be selling digital products. All of these things needs money in snail farming. And then there's a beauty about it. As a snail farmer, you can combine them. You can start combining all of them. And you can also make money from content, social media content, like YouTube videos, Facebook video, TikTok videos, and the platform start paying you as well for producing valuable content. So you can also make money from content. And then you can also start have people visiting your farm, like a what's the English now? Now, when people go in for excursion, people come to your farm for visit to learn a particular thing, to get certain things. This is not just gathering people, training them about snail farming, but people visiting the farm to see how it is. You can also make money from that. So all of these are ways you can make money from snail farming. Which of them are you presently doing? Let me know in the comment section. Which of these ways of making money are you presently doing? I said you can sell your snails at maturity. You can be selling breeding stock. You can sell your baby snails. You can grow these babies into growers. You can sell your egg. You can sell feed. You can sell calcium. You can be setting up farms, and then ebooks, that's digital products, content creations on social media platforms, farm visiting, consultancy. Which of these are you making money from, or which of them will you want to be making money from first? Drop that in the comment section. Tell me which of them you will love to start making money from in snail farming. Drop that in the comment section. Drop that in the comment section. The beauty is you can actually have more than one making this money from. You can have more than one. Please feel free to share this video. Share this video to somebody so that they can also benefit from what we are doing right here and now. Now, let's now also look at the factors that determines profit. We just talked about how you can make money, the different ways you can make money from the system. All right, the different ways which money is generated from snail farming or can be generated from snail farming. Now let's look about the factors that determines this profit. There are factors that determines this profit. All right, so now let's take a scenario. Let's take two farmers, farmer A and farmer B. Both of them start their farm the same day. Both of them have the same numbers of farm. Let's also assume both of them have the same size of farm. So they have the same size of farm. They have the same numbers of stocks. They even learn from the same farmer. All right. So they got trained by the same farmer. They get stock from the same farm. They are having the same size of farm. They also started the same day. Right now, this does not mean because they are learning from the same place or they got their stock from the same place, they have the same size. They are both going to get the same result. If farmer A is careless, let's say farmer A stocked, is not considering the farm management, is not looking at taking care of the snails, is not. Now, if farmer A is not taking record, is not feeding right, and farmer B is taking record and is feeding, the difference will show in their endpoint. Because one is going to be having issues with growth, issues with reproduction, while the others is keeping the right things. So at the end of the day, it is not because they came out from the same source or because they learn from the same person, but the result is coming because of one person implements what is being told or what is being taught, and the other one neglects those information and just working on assumption. They will do well. They will do well. No, they won't do well. You have to help them to do well. All right? You help them to do well. So the factors that affect the factor that actually determines your profit is, the first one is survival, the survival rate. Now, if you're not taking care, like farmer A is not taking care of his snails, you are not feeding them, you are not housing them well, the house is poor, the feeding is wrong, the humidity is poor, survival rate will drop. And you start losing your foundational stock. The moment you start losing your stock, your foundational stock, growth is dropping as well. So the survival rate is a factor that you need to look into as a snail farmer that wants to make money from snail farming. You also need to look into the quality of your feeding. You want these things to give you money in return. You want these snails to give you profit in return, but you are not ready, you are not willing to feed them right. If you're not feeding them right, they won't give you a return. It's like we humans, if you are not eating well, there's no way you're going to be doing well. A little mosquito bite can start affecting you. Any little thing can give you problem, but when you are eating the right meal, your immune system is strong enough to fight back. So it's the same process. If your snails are not eating well, it's going to affect their overall performance. So quality feeding, survival rate, good humidity. The atmosphere has to be very okay. The humidity must be on check. The moisture should be on check. Pest control should be on check. You should know your breeding success range. This is where record taking is very important. It makes you know when and where to improve in your farm. So control your breeding success, record keeping, then your marketing ability. All these are factors that affect or determines your profit. Your marketing ability, the right time to sell. Not every time you sell your snails. There are times you leave your snails for breeding, for production, so you can have snails across the time. Remember that you are keeping snails for the reason of having snails all around the clock, all around the month. So if you are selling them at any given time, you will not be meeting the need consistently. All right. So know when to sell, and then cost control. Because farmer A is selling a snail for 100 naira, doesn't mean that you have to sell yours for 100 naira. You should know that these snails could be of the same month, the same age, but their sizes cannot be the same. So you sell based on how you fed your snails. It is what you give your snails. It is the labor you put in that define the costing around your farm. Nobody regulates how you should sell it. You know the effort you have put in. You know how much feed you've invested. You know how long you've kept these snails. You know all of these things is what determine how much you are tagging your snails. So do not sell your snail 100 naira because farmer BCD sells 100 naira. They have their reasons why they are selling that. You can sell less or you can sell higher. The buyers for your stock will come. Those that know the value of what you want will get it from you. All right. Now let's look at mistakes that reduces this profit. I will just talk about the factors that determine the profit. Let's look at the mistakes that reduces this profit. Because the fact that some persons are making money from snail farming and some people are not making money from snail farming, there is a reason, right? So let's now look at some of the mistakes that reduces profit. The first one is buying unhealthy snails. You just meet somebody or you just get your snails randomly without verifying the source of the snail. So getting an unhealthy snail is going to lead to lack of, we just talk about survival rate, right? So it's going to reduce your production. You don't want to start your snail farm with 100 snails, for instance, and in the next 2 weeks or in next week, you're already losing 50% of them. You get discouraged. So one mistake that so many persons make is getting unhealthy snails, right? You get unhealthy snails, and then you have poor housing. Poor housing. Now, unhealthy snail, poor housing, and then poor feeding. You notice that since we've been doing our Tuesday live class, we've been talking about housing, feeding in all the conversation because these are key. If you make mistake on one, it's going to affect the other. So know that your housing is, if you make mistake in your structure, it's going to affect your production. It's going to affect your snail growth. It's going to affect everything about your snail farm. If you are feeding poorly, it's also going to affect your farm. It's a big mistake, right? And it affects your profit because if they are not growing, the time frame you are supposed to sell a particular snail of that age or of that age. Now, every species of an age gap should be of a particular size. So if you are not feeding them right, they won't be able to meet that size at that age range. And so this will affect your profit because you can't have a snail that is stunted in growth. You want to sell that snail Same amount with a snail that is well grown. It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to buy it. So you need to understand this: feeding right, your housing, unhealthy snails, and then overcrowding. We've talked about overcrowding before, right? Overcrowding is an issue when it comes to snail farming. It affects your profit. Lack of calcium. You see some persons just give their snails, they give their snails leave. Now, I am one farmer that is 100% against leave snail farmers. There are people that just focus on giving their leave every day. If you are in for commercial purpose, even if you are in for personal consumption purpose, your snails will grow very slowly. I see some persons telling you feed them with more of vegetables, less of formulated feed. It's a wrong advice. The only time you are not giving them your formulated feed your more than vegetables, it is when the formulated feed that you are giving to them is not a balanced meal. Because if it is a meal that is balanced, that is giving them all their requirement, it is better to feed them with more of formulated and then just throw in fruit and vegetable at interval, not substituting. It's more like an addition. Let them just also have a feel of other meal. But do not stock yourself with just vegetable and fruit. It's going to reduce your profit. It's going to reduce your earning time, your what's the English now? The time of selling off, the time of making huge money. Because remember that the money in snail farming is in the numbers. So if you cannot sell 1,000 in bulk, you are selling them in 10, in 20, in 40. You're not going to be making huge capital in bulk that needs to be reinvested. So lack of calcium, do not feed your snail with just vegetables. Snails need calcium and water every day. So it's a necessity. And you can derive calcium from different sources. Just know the percentage of that calcium, the pure calcium in whatever you're giving to them. So you know that this calcium is rich enough for their growth. All right. So the calcium, and then poor hygiene. I'm still talking about things that affect your profit. Poor hygiene will lead to pests. And also end up reducing your snails. It leads to mortality. Because as the place is not okay, mortality will increase. So high mortality is also a problem that reduces your profit. And then another thing that can, this one is not even just reducing your profit. Also, business is just having one buyer. There are people that just have just one buyer, just one person that buys their snails. It's going to reduce your profit. You need more than one person buying your snails at all time. And then another mistake that also affects profit is spending all the income that is coming. You should know that instead of spending or as you are growing, you reinvest the capital and profit over time before you start eating profit. So when you're just starting off, do not consume all that you are selling. Recycle the process. As you are doing this, you are growing in bit by bit. Now let's talk about um the different snail models, the different snail farming models, right? Now, snail farming, you need to have a goal when you're coming into snail farming. Everybody shouldn't be doing the same thing. Everybody shouldn't be meeting a particular niche in the snail farming industry. Carve out your niche, be a master of it before doing others. It will help you. If you are with me, please just type in the comment section, I am with you. If you are with me, type in the comment section now that I am with you. All right, let's go. Type I am with you in the comment section. All right, now we want to be looking into the different snail farming business model. the areas you need to fix yourself into to make your money. Some persons just come into snake farming, and when you ask them what is your which area, what's your niche, they tell you they want to supply final consumer. Everybody wants to supply the final consumer. And then when you dig deep into these persons that wants to supply the final consumer, you notice that they don't even have the stock to meet this demand, to meet this supply, to meet this need. And so you need to understand your goal. You need to understand your areas you can master. And so I'll be looking at different snail business model, right? Business model, snail business model. Now, the first we'll be looking here is breeding farms. Now, we have breeding farms. These farms are the farms that just brings that's it. They are into giving out baby snails. They have their stock, get their eggs, incubate these eggs, grow these hatch these babies. There are people that don't want to pass through this part. They get those babies and stock and grow to other sizes. So we have the breeding farmers, farmers that are into breeding. They'll breed, get the babies, and then sell to other farmers. It's more like their target is another farmer. Their target is not consumer. So they hatch and supply another farmer. And then we also have the grow out farms or the grow out farmer. These ones raise these babies, raise the babies to market size, raise them from babies straight to table sizes and sell off. So you get the babies, you grow them with time, you get to market size, and then they sell either to the final consumer, to the marketers, to whoever. And then we have the meat production. We have the meat production model or the meat production business. This one's just get the supply. They get the supply more of from the grow out farmers and then process these snails and sell to hotels, sell to restaurants, sell to individuals, sell for sell to marketers, right? So they are more like they are not farming. They are not going through the process of feeding snails, hatching the eggs, taking care of the babies. They are into the meat production. They are more of the end of the process. So they come to farms that grow these snails. They go to wide and get these snails, process them, and give them to the final consumer. So their risk is minimal. Okay. And then we also have the breeding stock farmers or the breeding stock businesses. This set of persons produces breeders. So you get them from the grower out group. They rear their snails into breeders and then sell to farmers. So farmers get them and they use them to produce more snails to continually round the process. So you get the breeder farm or the breeding farm, you get the grow out farm, you get the meat production, and then you get the breeding stock business. This person just produces breeders for farmers. You get breeders. So it's more like you can get the growers, you grow them from growers to when they are breeding, their point of play due to breeding, and then you sell to other farmers. So you might not be the one starting it from the egg. You can start from anywhere, but your target is not to sell to consumer. Your target is to stop halfway and sell to those that want to refarm. Now, because you are selling to those that want to refarm, this does not mean that that snail cannot be eaten, right? It's also the size of consumable, but farmers need them to rebuild, to grow more snails. And then we have the integrated business. This one combines farming, right? It combines all of them and add feeding, training, consulting, digital products. As in, the integrated does all in one. It trains, it hatches, it raises babies, it sell to table, it raise to table sizes, sell off, it raise to breeders, sells off, raise to hatchlings, sells off, also supplies those that are into meat production, and then it teaches other people that are coming into snail farming, set up snail farm, sells feed, sells calcium, sells consultation services. Now, that is a full package integrated farming. So making money from this, all of this, you pick your model and master it. If you want to be doing all of them, remember that you cannot just start from all of them. You need to start from one and you are growing into the others. So as you are growing, you are expanding your visibility so that all of these customers, clients will get to recognize you and come for your service. All right? If you are still there, let me know you are still there. And let's talk about how to scale gradually. You know, we've seen situations where some persons have the mind of doing a commercial farm. They've gone through, let's say they've gone to training, or they didn't even go to training. Now they want to start off a farm. The first thing that comes to their head is, I want to do snail farming, and they are looking for where to get the money to start the business. Please do not borrow money to start a business you have no idea about. Do not borrow money to start a business you have not tested. Do not borrow money for any reason because somebody said there is profit in it. If you collect 1 million in 3 months, in 5 months, it's 1 year, you'll be able to pay this money back when you have not tested it with your little. Thank you, thank you. And when you have not tested it with your little. So do not borrow money. I've seen people borrow money and they build a huge farm, a massive farm. And then when it comes to stocking, they stock very little in that big structure. That is one big mistake. You need to learn how to scale gradually. So avoid borrowing money to build massive structure immediately. Even if you are borrowing, why not start small? Duplicate what you're doing as you are increasing before you keep expanding. And building something big, you build something big and you are unable to stock it. It's because it is not about the size of the farm, it's about the stock in the farm that makes the money. If the stock in the farm is not much, the money will not come. So it's not about I want to get a plot of land farm or an acre farm. Are you going to be stocking it? Because if you are not going to be stocking it, it's waste of capital setting up such a big farm without goods in it. It's like somebody saying you want to go into a business, you pay for a warehouse, and then inside the warehouse there is no stock. So it's waste of capital. Do not borrow money to start up a snail farm. Build a big farm because you are told that there's money in the system. Start by learning. Start little. Practice. As you are doing it gradually, you are getting exposed. You're getting the reasons and how. I just spoke about the models of the different model how you can uh, make money from the system. As you are practicing gradually, you start knowing which of this model you can work with and run with it, right? So you start little, and then do not forget that you are reinvesting because you didn't borrow money to start off. So whatever you start with, what as you are selling off, you are replacing what you've got, and with the profit. Some persons will sell, let's say you sold your snail for 100,000 and your profit in that 100,000 is 10,000. Some persons will use only the 90,000 to restock and keep. When you are still growing, reinvest all. It will get to a stage all will start coming back in full. Do not eat your capital and profit in the beginning. Reinvest as you are going. That is how your profit will start. That's how the farm will start growing. Because if you keep repeating one size, the farm remains in that size. But when you add in the profit, the farm increases because the profit is an addition to whatever you started with. All right. And then as you are doing that, you are adding the profit, you are adding pen. So you are not building the whole pen at once. Because this is one reason why some places have not started. To tell you they want to build it once, I just want to make the place once. No, start gradually. As you are reinvesting, you are extending your pen. As you are investing, you are expanding, you are growing gradually. Scale gradually. Because as you are scaling gradually, it is the knowledge you are using to build one that you are using to build the second. And for everything for every business that made you or every strategy that made you succeed with the first pen, duplicating it will make you get more. So if one pen gave birth to two, that means that the two new pen should be giving birth to four because one gave birth to a second, and now you have two, so they should be duplicating, right? So that's how you grow gradually. Increase stock over time as you are growing, as you are adding more pen from the profit you are investing to adding more stock. So your profit also increases. Instead of making 10,000 from 100, you now make 20,000 from 200. So it keeps increasing in that order. And then get reliable customers before increasing production. No, we talk about common mistake where we say do not have just a buyer. Just one buyer is a very bad position to be in. So as you are planning of expansion, also plan to increase your database need to increase because the more snails you now have, the more people should be available to also buy from them. So as you are increasing your product, increase your customers. That's how it works. Okay. If you are still there, let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Please do that. So we want to talk about the realistic expectation when it comes to stem farming. There are people that come into this business with they want to blow mindset. You just want to start, and in the next few days, you want to be driving a G wagon. All right. So we want to be looking at realistic expectation, possible expectation. Now, first things first, snail farming is efficient. As a matter of fact, all businesses need patience, right? Now, you should know that it is not a get rich uh, quick business. Snail farming is still one of those businesses will tell you it's not a get rich quick business. The money will come if you're doing it right. Your money would go if you're doing it wrong. All right, thank you so very much. Now, the money will come if you're doing it well. The money will still go if you're doing it wrong. Can we make money from snail farming in Nigeria? We are still dwelling on it. I've thought about so many ways you can make money and so many ways you can also lose your money. Snail is an agricultural business. So the same way you look after other livestock, the same way you pay attention to other livestock, is attention to your snail farm. It's like every other business. If you don't put in time and energy, nothing will also return to you. So you need to invest your time and energy to get something also in return. All right. So realistically, snail farming is not an overnight get rich overnight business. You should also know that it's really, 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 really an agricultural business. It's not just one of those. I've seen some persons say, I want to do snail farming because I just want to get busy. I just want to be doing something. If that's your reason, you're already failure on arrival. If your reason is because I just want to be busy, I just want to be doing something, I just want to do it for a retirement plan, you already failed because it is a business and it's an agricultural business. And for every agricultural business, there is profit in it. The fact that it's consumable, something that people will eat, the market is always there. People will eat. Even if you don't have a roof over your head, you need food in your tummy. Even if you don't have money to pay transport to the next bus stop, you need food. So agricultural businesses will always stand. Just know what you're doing, and then the money will follow. Just like I said, just like every other business, it needs patience to grow it. You need daily attention. And some person will tell you, just build a greenhouse, throw the snails inside, let them just roam around inside the greenhouse or feed themselves and all that. You will end up coming to the farm and see all your snails facing the sky, all dead, all dead, telling you for a fact. So you need to pay daily attention, weekly attention, back to back attention. And then the process is continuous. For everything, as you are paying attention, for everything you are noticing, you should be learning from it. If the snake shares are getting like this, you should know what to do to turn it the other way. If the meat are not, you should know that you are learning continually. This is why you need somebody that is already inside the business to follow their path. Somebody that you trust and see that is doing what he's saying or doing what she's saying. Follow their path. Let them be open, no gatekeeping. Tell you when you have an issue, you can meet them one on one and they tell you this is what is wrong because they've seen it in their own farm, because they've seen it in their time of paying attention to their own snails. They've seen that event, they've maneuvered it, they've walked past it. So when you are coming in, you don't have to start thinking about what you should do. They all tell you what to do because they've done it, right? This is why you need a practicing farmer, not a go-go farmer, not just a random content creator farmers, right? Somebody that is practicing, that you've seen step by step of growth, not somebody that always pour snails on the ground and video. We are doing sorting, we are doing sorting. We don't see when before the sorting what happened before they got to this sorting stage, all right? But those that know what I'm saying now will understand what I'm saying because so many of them are not farming. They just get the stuff from us and take to their farm, pour on the floor to showcase that they are doing sorting or they are doing supply. So we all know ourselves. We know those that are really fun. We know those that are faking just because of content. All right. So it's a continuous learning. Have records. Good record is one key part that will make you make money in the system. You need to know how many snails you have, the growth rate. When you are feeding them with this particular feed in 1 month, what was the growth rate? How was it? What are the changes you are getting? How are the eggs increasing or reducing? Which of your pen are laying more? Which of the eggs are always hatching? Which condition is favoring your hash rate? All of this record need to be taken down. In Roovision, yeah, we have our jotter. Every day we take note. We'll see something, we put it down. We work with it, we get the solution, we note it down. That's why when you come to the farm, the things will tell you are not from assumption. The things will tell you are things that we've practiced. If we've not done it, we'll tell you we have not done this. And they will work to find a way around that. We don't tell you because it's sweet. We'll tell you because it has been done. All right. So keep your records intact, and then above all, be consistent. Even if grace is going to speak for you, even if favor is going to speak for you, you must be consistent for favor and grace to work for you. If you don't have what you are doing consistently, continually in a path, favor, grace will not enhance it. So do not join snail farming today and leave tomorrow and expect that you're going to make money. Patience is a virtue in this business, right? Now, let's conclude that experiment story. Farmer A and Farmer B starting the same time, right? Both of them starting the same time, but one is keeping record, the other one is not keeping record. One is following the management properly, and the other one is not full. You get 100, farmer A gets 100, farmer B also start with 100. They start with the same number of pen. They're getting baby eggs and incubating. If farmer A is not incubating well and farmer B is incubating well, that already show that farmer A is losing the process, while farmer B is gaining the process. So management is what makes the difference. It's not just about the knowledge, it's the application of what you have learned. So if you are into snail farming and you are not paying attention, you are not managing all of this, is going to affect your final result. So management is where the money comes from. You don't make what's that English now? You don't make profit because of the stock you have. You make profit because of how you can actually manage them, either duplicating the process or expanding the process. Okay, so um let me tell you this now. Snail farming can be profitable in Nigeria, but profit is not automatic. Snail farming, it can be profitable in Nigeria, but this profit is not automatic. It's all around how you manage the farm. If you don't manage the farm right, you might not make profit. If you manage your farm right, you will make profit. So, in a nutshell, snail farming in Nigeria, is there profit in it? Yes, there is profit in it when the management part of your farm, the housing, the feeding, the species, the stock, the record keeping, the wetting, the moisture are all in check. But when all of these are not in check, there is no money for you, right? You can also watch an other video where we talk about how to start a snail farm in Nigeria, step by step. Have that in the channel. So watch the next video to also see how you can set up a snail farm profitably in Nigeria. Right? So at this junction, if you have any question, please just drop it in the comment section and I will attend to you. In the comment section, we're going to be dropping other details in the description section. We're going to be dropping more details so that you can get in touch with us directly. You want to be a part of the Roovision Academy, also drop the link where you can sign up to be a student of the Roovision Academy, where we'll carry you back to back. We have all our trainings are practicals, all are being recorded right from inside the farm, from this part of the farm and the other side of the farm. We have the soil and the soilless farm in the Roovision space. So we'll teach you all of them so that you can know your way around it. If you have questions, please drop it in the the comment section. I'm going to be answering them right away before we wrap it up. So you can be a part of the Roovision Academy. Our trainings are practical videos and audios. We don't do copy and paste. We don't type, right? We show you instead of telling you, right? So we don't type, and we have every weekend live call where we have to be answering your questions, talking about your challenges, how to fix them. In our community, this is what we do. We support each other. And as a member of the Raw Vision Academy, we guide you until you start making your first sales. So our training is a continuous training until you are successful. The idea is for every snail farmer that is connected to Rovio Snail Farm to make wealth from the business doing the right management process. All right. And so that is our today class, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Rovi Just Snail Farm. And as always, we care. Peace.